And we're going to be talking to our the newly minted CEO of MTN, and we're going to be tapping into his vision for the group, and that, of course, is Mteto Nyati. That's MTN South Africa. Mteto, thank you for making the time to join us, and you join us at an interesting time, not only in terms of your starting as CEO of MTN, but also in a volatile time when you know that strikes have been the predominant headline around the telco. You came in and you made an announcement 48 hours in that the agreement had been reached. Help us understand what the financial loss MTN has had to incur for that agreement to come through.
MTN did not incur any financial loss out of this agreement. The position that we tabled to the union 2 months ago is the position that we closed with the union last week. So nothing has changed, but what has happened in the process, what both parties have understood is that from our side, we felt that this is impacting negatively in terms of our customers. So we wanted to make sure that we close this thing. But on their side, it was hammering, it was hitting very hard in terms of their members. So when I came in at the right time where both parties wanted a resolution, but people were not talking. So the key decision that I made when I came there was that, what is it, if we were to wear the hat of the customer or that of our shareholders, what is it that we would do? And we as a leadership team came to the conclusion that our shareholders and our customers would want us to go and engage with the union. And that's exactly what we did, and that led to us closing the deal that we've closed with.
Of course, the one thing that did change was you coming in. That was the shift. Yeah. Who refused to talk to whom first? If it was the company or the union sulking, and you came in and said, come guys, you've got to talk.
Look, I'm not so sure who refused to talk to whom first. All I realized is that there was both parties have taken a position, and those positions were hurting both organizations. And we felt that as a team, as MTN, we needed to resolve that, and that's what exactly we did.
Fry?
I've got a couple of questions. The first one is with regards to MTN South Africa. I mean, when we look at telecoms, there are about 3 levers which we think are critical for you to compete with your competitors. The first one is your pricing, your distribution, and then also your network quality. There's a sense that MTN South Africa is lagging on all those 3 relative to, say, Vodacom, which is your biggest competitor. What plans do you have in place to?
You know, when you look at the industry itself, there are certain things that are quite common across everybody else. All of us have got a challenge around the spectrum. You know, we need more spectrum so that we can provide great quality of the network to our customers. So that is level playing fields. The area where we believe as a company that we can make the biggest difference is around customer service. And that's the area where we are going to be putting a lot of effort, where we are going to be differentiating ourselves. Not just about the network quality, but how customers interact with us. The experience that you people are getting from our stores, from our call centers, from our systems. Are our systems there to support our agents to be able to serve our customers? Those are the areas that I'm going to be focusing on to make sure that we differentiate ourselves from the rest.
What are you asking first? I've got lots of questions. He stole one of mine, which is the quality of the network.
So let me dominate and let me quickly ask a final question on the unions, because I know he's going to come in with the drop calls and the infrastructure issues. So from what I understand, there's still a couple of outstanding issues, despite that the overall broader agreement has been reached. And one of those issues that has been flagged is that there's a bit of a contention around no work, no pay. For those who participated in the strike, that they will not get paid. Give us some clarity. Have you reached finalization? Will you be paying those workers who participated in the strike?
No, they're very clear, our agreement with the union. No work, no pay, period. That is it. That is what the agreement contained. That's what everybody signed. very clear. The two things that we still needed to check, there was rumors that we were not paying people on weekends or we're not paying overtime to those people. And they want to go and verify from our records whether indeed we do. So that's the one area. The next area where we want to have a discussion is around membership, around us recognizing them as a union within MTN. And if they have sufficient membership that qualifies for them to be recognized, that's exactly what we're going to do.
It's a non-unionized workplace relative to some of the other big companies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested in that customer service aspect that you mentioned. Come to you in a moment there, Farai, for your next question. What is it that you see needs to be done? Because you say it wants to be improved, but you must have views. My impression is that it was too easy for the big companies for too long. Everyone wants a cell phone. You go to the shop in the shopping centre on Saturday morning, there are all these guys in T-shirts of the appropriate colour helping you. Yeah. And it's noisy. It's not easy to get what you want. When you do the call centres, it's hard to get hold of a human being.
Yes.
Are these things you picked up?
These are exactly the things that we as a team are focusing on. And we're saying that, in fact, the first thing that you need to do is you need to be honest with yourself. You know, you can go up and operate from the premise that, no, these things are not there. You are not going to solve anything. We said as a team, let us be honest with ourselves. Where are we? And when we look at it, we did not like where we are. I said, fantastic. This is where we are, but this is not where we want to be. This is where we want to be. What is it that is going to take us there? And these are exactly the points. We have to change the culture. We are talking about people, not being used to providing service because customers wanted the products that we now have to compete, meaning we need to be hungry and go out there and try and sell our stuff and provide great service to our customers. That means changing the culture.
Big job.
And
big job
it's a big job. It's a big job. But the good thing is that it's common across all of us. We need to do that. It's not like it applies to our competitor as well. Yeah.
Just the last one from my side. Again, it's back to labor relations issues. It's been reported that one of the requirements from the union was that there should be no performance-related hurdles in contracts. Is it a requirement that you yielded to? And if so, are you not afraid that you are setting a precedent for future negotiations? And how does the business react to those kind of demands?
We are a company that we would like to see ourselves as a high-performance company. And in a high-performance environment, you make sure that you link performance with pay. However, we are also a caring company. So what we have chosen to do in instances where the business has not performed very well, and we know that there are certain levels of employees that do not quite have a direct link to the performance of the company, we say for those people, we'll give them 4%. They will, unlike everybody else within the company who's going to get nothing, for those people at the lowest possible levels, let's make sure that we look after them. And to me, that is the right thing. But they will always have an upside. When we do well, they will be paid in line with the performance of the company.
Let's go back to industry dynamics. We know that there's a court case unfolding between ICASA and some of the players like Telkom against the deal between Neotel and Vodacom. Where are you in this saga? Which corner are you in?
The one thing that MTN has chosen to do around this matter is we are for acquisitions. We encourage that those things should happen. It's a normal part of doing business in our industry. However, when it comes to some assets that are going to be making other people to be more competitive than others, like the spectrum in this particular case, we have an issue. So our issue is not so much the acquisition that is taking place, but what that acquisition is going to be bringing in terms of the spectrum and leveling of the playing fields in our space. That is our challenge.
Final question there, Mteto, on the quality of the calls, which is the opportunity for you. You know, I always say your phone will make you a cup of tea, it'll take the dog for a walk, but you can't keep the call. So it's dropped calls and poor quality, where you can't hear what the guy's saying. Out of 100%, where are you in terms of where you are now, if 100% is where you should be? 60%, 70%, 80%?
But that question is, I can never answer it with being absolute. Why? Because your dropped calls is linked directly to the availability of the spectrum. So if a lot of people are making calls, then you are going to have dropped calls. So what we need to be doing as South Africans, we really do need to be encouraging ICASA to give all of the mobile operators the necessary spectrum that they need.
Well, there you have it. That's MTN South Africa's third boss in 2 years. That's Mteto Nyati, the chief executive.